Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Welcome to Mathematics with Sayyid Ali. So today we will be learning a quadratic equation solution by factoring method and quadratic formula. So two things. So we will solving this equation with two methods. One is called factoring method and other one will be quadratic formula. So we have to understand that quadratic equation is of the form always ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0, and we can see that this equation is of the same format. Ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. And factoring method is, as we all know, that we have three terms and we have to break these three terms into four terms. Then we have to make the pair and we see what should be common among those two pairs. So the first step of doing it by factoring method is you have to multiply 18 by 35. We say that this is the constant multiplied by the coefficient of x square. So we have to multiply it, and then we see that what factors that number is. But there is another way of easy solution. If you can factor separately, then also we can find those factors. Instead of multiplying this big number 18 times 35, we can say that this is 3 times 6 and this is 5 times 7 is 35. So now what we do, we multiply these two and we multiply the extreme ends with each other. So we have here 30, 6 5 is the 30, and 3 times 7 is 21. So we have two factors, 30 and 21, which when added or subtracted gives my middle term. What is my middle term? 9. So what I have to put the signs here, 30 with a positive sign and 21 with the negative sign will give me plus 9, which is my middle term. So that is called factor, because these are the factors which does not affect my original equation, which is 18x square plus 9x minus 35. And I am writing it as 18x square plus 30x minus 21x minus 35 equals to 0, of course, because we are requiring the two values of x, because it is a quadratic equation. So we have to have a solution set of two values. Now we break this into four terms and we make the pairs, two pairs, and then we see what is common in these two pairs. So when we make the four, you can see that there is no difference between the first one and the second one, because we just break 9x as plus 30x minus 21x. If you subtract that, we get plus 9x. So we have nothing changed in the equation. So we take it out as 6, because 6 is passing in both the numbers 18 and 30, and x is also common. So 6 times 3 is 18, so I am left with 3. X plus 6 times 5 is 30, so I am left with 5. In this pair, I have 7 times 3 is 21 and 7 times 5 is 35. So I can take 7 common, and what I am left with is x. Because of this negative sign, the inside sign will change. So it will be x plus 5, 3x plus 5. 7 times 3 is 21. So I can neatly 3x plus 5. And we know that these two brackets after making common should be same, and we are saying that they are same, and we have to keep them once. So I will keep them here, and whatever we take outside the common, we take that thing into another bracket. So 6x minus 7. So these two brackets are called factor of this quadratic equation, and we have to equate them to 0 to get the two solutions of the quadratic equation. So either 3x plus 5 equals to 0 or 6x minus 7 equals to 0. So we can solve two things. We can say that 3x is equals to minus 5 and x is equals to minus 5 over 3. Here I can say that 6x is equals to 7 and x is equals to 7 divided by 6. So my solution set is minus 5 over 3 and 7 over 6 is the solution set for this quadratic equation. So I have my solution set. So this method is called factoring method. I hope you understand how to make the factor. Instead of multiplying 18 by 35 and then looking for their factors, we do 18 times 35, but we do not multiply them, but we factor them, and then we multiply these two and the two extreme, and we got our factors. So another way of he's asking is to find out the roots of this quadratic equation with the help of the quadratic formula. And quadratic formula for ax square plus bx plus c is the standard quadratic equation. And the formula is minus b plus minus under the root b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So we can say minus b. So we have our values from here. We can check it out here, and I am writing it here for the convenience because there's a little less space. So a is 18, b is 9, c is minus 35 if we compare it with the general quadratic equation. So I have my values. I can plug it in here. So minus b, which is minus 9, plus minus under the root b square, that is 9 square, minus 4a. What is my a? A is the coefficient of x square, which is 18. You can see here times c, and my c is minus 35. Divided by 2a, that means 2 times a is 18 in my case. So minus 9 plus minus under the root 9 9s are 81, 9 square. Minus times minus will give me plus, and when we multiply 18 times 4 is 72. 72 times 35. 72 times 35, you can do by calculator, is 2520 divided by 36 is equals to minus 9 plus minus under the root. We have to add these two. You can do it by calculator. This will brings us 2601 divided by 36. And if I take the square root of this number, 2601, will give me 51 divided by 36. So I can write it in 1 time minus, 1 time plus, write minus 9 plus 51 divided by 36, and the other solution will be minus 9 minus 51 divided by 36. So if I do this math, 51 minus 9, 51 minus 9 is 42 divided by 36, and minus 9 minus 51 will give you 60. So minus 60 divided by 36. So I can cut that. This is 7 over 6. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 7 is 42. 7 over 6. And this will comes out as, if we cut it, so 5 divided by 3. Right? 5 divided by 3. So we can see that we have minus 5 by 3. So the same solution set, 7 by 6 and minus 5 by 3 are the two solutions for this quadratic equation. So we solve this equation by two methods. One is factoring method and other is quadratic formula. And we see that in both cases the solution set is same. So we have to make this practice and then we can solve any quadratic equation. Hope you like the video. If you like it, subscribe my channel, press the bell icon button and to get the next video, and thank you for watching.